Doctorate Go Media is a motivator. It's a social purpose news syndicate that basically deals around social justice causes and social justice events or activism that will reduce riot.
That will reduce riot?
Reduce riot.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Has there been any specific event in which you have covered that have made a significant difference?
Yes. Besides your fashion cause,
Okay.
which is it's more of a platform that will address change and address the cause for human rights along with a photo justice framework. I have covered other stories that involved celebrity events as far as concerts. Most concerts are centered around causes, or they're used to reduce civil unrest riots. The basic design of my news was initially to address the civil unrest under a black church umbrella. For a black church, education was important. It was a significance that stems back to the 1800s. It was to remember the designs and trends of all the leaders that were significant to the cause of education under the black church, and to keep the black church strong in their funding to help another.
So are you directly involved with some of these organizations, some of these churches, or you just from the coming from the media standpoint?
I was directly involved with a church organization growing up, and I'm originally from Richmond, California, but once I stepped into New Jersey, I became more interested in a civil rights type of atmosphere when I decided to obtain my master's degree.
What school you went to?
I attended Colorado Technical University. It was more of a personalized education based on my own handicap and the need for others to fill the void of a civil rights position under the government.
Have you worked with any of the civil rights leaders?
I have worked with Mr. Sharpton, Reverend Sharpton, briefly. I worked closely with a retired Navy judge. His name was Honorable Mike Taylor. He steered my public relations towards a more of a panel type of drive to understand what everyone was talking about under a diversity dialogue to create a library of laws. I began that journey last year in July after a 2-minute presentation by the judge, and I decided to buy what I could afford and go out into his circle and understand the space.
But are you working independently, or are you associated with any organization? And your
Currently, right now, I was independent.
Okay.
I normally obtain my news under a social purpose umbrella when someone solicits me.
let me ask you, sorry to interrupt you, but when you're talking about social purpose, is it related to just politics, or could be educational, could be energy, could be green, could be any other cause that could be women cause, or anything that might affect humanity in some form, shape or form?
I like to remain more on an international level to pull audience outside of the United States to understand what's happening in the United States. And my news basically focuses on causes that matter, not just for the black church per se, but causes for anyone to understand what a black church umbrella means. Not necessarily, I'm only going to speak to someone that is African American.
Are you a nonprofit organization?
I am not a nonprofit organization. I am a sole proprietor.
Okay.
And my news basically, what people don't understand is photography. I'm a photographer, and I take that photography and I draw a perspective from what I see in the picture. My social justice or my social media public relations is designed more for an American image, so that the international market could understand exactly what's happening with the economy in America, and how Americans can help outside of the United States in the international market, whether it's tourism, under a business administration niche. Now, recently, since the 24th season of the Couture Fashion Week, there were more inquiries to what Mr. Aquinos was about. Everyone wanted to know why there was a buy-in, why our photography is so important, what role does media play in a fashion syndicate, and how can your camera or how can your photography expand in another market, draw art so that there's more buy-ins into the 25th season.
Where can we find information about your organization?
You can find me on Newswire, which is a community newswire linked to almost 7,000 journalists. It's go.doctoratego.newswire.com. You can also find a blog called go.doctoratego.com, and you can also find me under the Esoteric Transformational Ministries. There's a new social media website that I've designed to focus on the blogs of New York, to focus on the press, what's new, what's hot, and who's who, and also to focus on the latest events in the area.
And just one last question. How you came about with that name called Doctorate Go Media?
Go Doctorate Go Media was designed when I was in school, and I needed to motivate myself to complete a program of study under a business administration self-designed program. So I went on Facebook, created a page, engaged with my fans using PowerPoint thought to provoke responses. And I was overwhelmed with responses. I was always up late at night, so I decided to keep the name.
Very good. So what can we expect to see in the future from your organization?
I'm hoping to assist and consult other organizations with next generation language to help design new websites of various languages to pull new customers into the Couture Fashion Week. I also am planning to become part of what they call a urban global media network. I collaborated to understand the radio industry along with film. So recently I have been involved with photography as one of the certified photographers for the organization,
Mm-hmm.
And I have taken a journey to understand adult entertainment, not more or less rated X entertainment, but adult entertainment where celebrities will come in and perform in an adult entertainment atmosphere that's quite lucrative, that no one really likes to capture. And you will find some really interesting and elite products in that type of industry, especially when it comes to the spirit. It's big investors that come in to understand the latest spirit drinks that are out, and they're purchased by the bottle and based on the table. So that's what I'm understanding now for a social justice framework, along with some of the events that of new and coming independent artists that are primarily concerned and focused on high fashion elite designs to market their product.
I see. Well, thank you very much. Very enlightening.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
All right.